Oh, wow. You know, I was talking to Joachim and he said, oh, there's about 15 nominees. So I wasn't expecting anything. um, but this is truly an honor to be recognized by your community, by your peers. It's a joy, and I'm so grateful. And then I was thinking, lifetime. It kind of sounds like, well, you're done, but I think I've still got a few years left. And I was thinking about, it's not really my lifetime that I'm thinking about. It's the things that I've put my passion and work and all of the frustrations and all of the despair and all of the times that it didn't work, and then the wonderful times when you're in the flow, and like Mayor Body said, how important the arts are. We're in this institution of the Tom Thompson Art Gallery, which is so important to the community. And so I wanted to say like three things that I'm really proud of. And one is the Poet Laureate program. It started in 2007, and we have a few Poet Laureate right there, several of them actually. And it continues on, and I don't have to do anything now. It just goes on by itself. And then there's the Words Aloud Festival. Again, that started in 2004, and it's still going. And then the climate action movement here, which started, kind of got, the catalyst was the Resilience film that I co-produced. And that's created a regional movement. And the city is doing things even. And there are many things happening. So I guess the thing that I'm really passionate about right now, because I've let all those go and they have a life of their own, and I hope they have a good life and a long life. But it's now Pollinate Owen Sound. And it's so important to have connected groups of native plants, because we're losing our pollinators. 45% of them are endangered. So I'm thrilled to be working with the Open Team. And if you don't know who they are, it's the Art Gallery, the library, the Billy Bishop Museum, and the Community Waterfront Heritage Center. So come out to Earth Day. Pollinate Owen Sound will be there at St. Andrews. Come sign up for the newsletter, please. We need you. We're going to be, our first project is the Billy Bishop Museum, where we're going to be planting a pollinator habitat this year. So again, just thanks everybody. This is a wonderful tribute, and here's to the arts.
Thank you and congratulations, Liz. Just before we go, we want to say thank you to all the nominees and the winners, and of course our sponsors. We couldn't do it without them. Special thanks to Zare's Markets for their delicious treats. Now I feel at home. I'm doing commercials. GSS Engineering, Plato Developments, and Capes Engineering for their financial contributions. The Tom Thompson Art Gallery for hosting this wonderful event. And all winners are asked to please, if you're still here, go out and pose for the group picture. And thank you everybody for coming and listening to me go on and on and on and on. Thank you very much, and congratulations, everyone.
Due to the length of the preceding program, we now join the regularly scheduled program already in progress.
That mechanism in place. So why would we invent the wheel again? Why would we struggle through that when the model and the expertise is already there? So that's another one of many examples of how we're starting to focus more outwardly rather than trying to manage it all by ourselves.
The idea of partnerships is also, I see, as something that has come most recently in policing, because there is a Grey Bruce Police Services Commission now with the OPP, and that's a new structure, is it not?
Yes, it is. The provincial government issued a new guidelines about community servicing and policing, the act that they presented to us. And each municipality up to this point had a police services board. Representatives from this community met with the detachment and talked about issues specific to our own community. We are now combined with 4 other municipalities here in Kinloss, Brockton, Erin Eldersley. Sorry, the other name's gone. But now there is one police service board for the 5 communities. Now, in partnerships, the thing that a lot of people don't like to do is give up control. So in a partnership, you have to allow each member of that partnership to have authority and control. And it's shared back and forth, not for the benefit of one or the other, but for the benefit of all. And those are the growing pains that any partner, whether it's a marriage or a business or whatever it is, you have to learn the personality and character and strength of each partner and utilize those to the best of your ability. Sure.
And the provincial government did make changes in the Police Act itself, the governance of policing across the province. So every municipality is sort of got to do something a bit different at this point.
So you can understand that the provincial government is trying to lessen the administration costs of running all these individual meetings and things, but it is a big change to the psyche of a municipality. You think you're giving up control, and you see the control moving farther and farther away from the local municipality. But budgets and financial constraints these days don't allow us to do things the way we used to.
One of the things that Mayor Boddy of Owen Sound has said, and I think you would agree, is that municipalities, lower tier municipalities as well as upper tier, are creations of the province. And you are kind of, I won't say at the beck and call, but you are, the province says, and you are obligated to do. And
yes, we are a creation. We're a child of the province. I agree with Mayor Boddy in that regard. And just as you said, when the legislation comes down, we are beholden to the provincial government, and there's, I suppose, in the long run, there's good reason for that. You don't like to do it. Amalgamation was a hugely challenging thing a number of years ago, and it continues to be, because you give up your own control. But there's with every other business, with every other industry, whether it's farming or retail or whatever it is, there are mergers that and you can never tell the financial or emotional benefit of any one of those things, because you don't run those two examples side by side. You pick the new model and you make the best of it.
Sure. And even still, people are arguing over municipal amalgamation, 25 years later?
Yep, 22 years later. Well, 25, I guess. There's some municipalities celebrating 25 years this year. So.
Yes, and it's an ongoing conversation.
Yeah, well, it certainly will, and it will continue into the future too, because there's been no specific indicators, David, but you can't help but think that there's conversations going somewhere that says, okay, who do we put together next?
Well, speaking of putting together the most recently the Grey Goose Health Unit was proposed. The province proposed that all the health units start to look at amalgamations, and I noticed in the last minutes of the Grey Goose Health Unit, there are no willing dance partners, and so we shall see what we shall see.
Under the leadership of the board of directors and our medical officer of health, there were conversations with neighboring boards of health that had common characteristics to ours. We could have approached Hamilton or Toronto or Ottawa, some other place, but the logical choice is close by, and as you said, other health units are facing the same amalgamation fears and realities that we are. They don't see the benefit yet. So as you said, there were no other dance partners for us on this time around. We're doing the foxtrot and they're doing the two-step, so we didn't match up. So.
That's about it. It's a very interesting dynamic to see, and who knows what the province will do.
Yeah.
What other partnerships opportunities do you see going forward?
Well, I'd like to expand a little bit on the housing partnership. Bruce Power has recently announced a significant contribution of money, $250,000 over 5 years for municipalities to apply for grants to, perhaps not to build the houses, but to do the preliminary work, the planning, the development, the things like that. I think that other companies will see the benefit of providing incentives and encouragement for, the planning, getting ready for the influx of houses that will inevitably have to come to support the businesses that are here. Grey, Bruce, and Huron are in the middle of an enormous economic drive based on the nuclear business. That's not a big surprise or anything. And with the expansion into isotopes, with expansion into other areas of healthcare, and arms and wings of the nuclear industry, this area is going to see what I would expect to be like above the provincial average for economic growth and development. Like we're a hidden gem that's not being hidden quite so well as we used to be, and this is the place to be if you're a business person.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's not use the glow in the dark analogy, though.
No. The confidence that the municipality has in the safety record of all the partners in the nuclear industry is, it provides us a lot of peace of mind.
Indeed. Now, I used to live, before I moved up here many years ago, I used to live in Durham region, where there were 2 nuclear plants, and there were hospitals, as the Kincardine Hospital has, with the radiological contamination units. And that's the kind of thing of partnership that is just part of the landscape. And I know that it was not just healthcare, but there were other partnerships as well with those large industries.
And I think it'll expand into other fields as well, David. I think you can see partnerships in education. We're looking for opportunities to partner with the boards of education. We're looking for partnerships with social entities like YMCA, Habitat for Humanity, all sorts of organizations that have other established funding sources to provide housing and recreation and social services and even cultural events. We have to look at every opportunity to provide what we once did all by ourselves, but that's just not feasible anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, the question of you've alluded to is the downloading of the province. I have heard it said, and quite recently by someone who does a lot, is in this, they're not a politician. The problem that keeps happening is that the government keeps downloading programs but doesn't fund them. Is that a fair statement?
It is a very general statement. The Rural Ontario Municipalities Association will tell you that there's hundreds of billions of dollars of shortfall in infrastructure upgrades that need to be funded. That, ultimately is the responsibility of, I think, the province, because like we're the children. We're not the parents of the province. We're the children. Obviously there needs to be a joint arrangement, and both the Rural Ontario Municipal Association and the Ontario Municipalities Association and OSUM, like all the organizations, are talking to the provincial government about a new funding arrangement. I appreciate that the provincial government has funding challenges of its own. Like it's not as though they're all living in there having no expenses in Toronto. That's not the truth at all. But the funding formula was built and designed a long time ago, and as needs have changed, the formula has not changed. So we are in a deficit position, and once again, you can't put it all on the taxpayer to fund everything like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do you foresee a new agreement between municipalities and the province in the future?
I am the eternal optimist, David. So my short answer is yes. I'm not going to suggest a timeline, and I'm not going to say that the province would make us all rich and famous. But I think there's a day coming when we need to get back to funding really the basic things in life. We all have dignity. We all have. We need to be treated fairly and justly. But I'm sure that just as in every municipality, you're looking for every corner that you can, if you can trim a little here, trim a little there. I think we'll get back to the important things like sanitary sewers, and water, and roads and bridges, hospitals, education. Cultural things are important. Don't get me wrong, but you got to have clean water. You don't last very long.
Uh-huh. And as a municipality on the Great Lakes, you have certainly access to water, but that doesn't go for the inland parts of the municipality.
Well, the Kincardine is a part of the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence Waterway Initiative, and the effect of when they use the model and the effect of challenges of getting water, it is not just an inland problem. Like this Great Lake Basin is an enormous economic driver, and if we don't look after water well, then it's not just Kincardine and Goderich and Port Elgin and Owen Sound that are affected. It's everybody.
Yes, the mayor of the town of Blue Mountains made a very similar point recently, and she's been one of the drivers behind the Great Lakes Partnership that a number of mayors are a part of, and you may be as well.
Yes, we are. Yes.
And it's when you step back. In fact, I was just before we went to air, I was actually looking at a map of the Great Lakes drainage basin. That is to say, the area of that surrounds the Great Lakes, that drains into the Great Lakes, and it's unbelievable when you step back and look. It's huge.
Huge.
All of the state of Michigan drains into either Lake Michigan or Lake Huron. a significant portion of Ontario drains into Lake Huron, Lake Ontario, and Lake Erie. It's just, it boggles the mind, to be honest with you, when you look at that and how we are so interconnected by water.
Yes. So the challenge both provincially and federally is to acknowledge the provincial and federal responsibility for that, and to play a significant role in policy and funding for not just that, but it runs into environmental issues and sanitation issues and so many issues that are above the pay grade of any municipality.
For sure. For sure. What do you look forward to in the next few months happening in Kincardine, in the municipality?
Well, we're pretty excited in Kincardine with the plan for the future that we have. Our strategic plan is going to be reaffirmed once again. We're always looking to checking to make sure that our council and staff are on the same page as far as the direction we're heading. We're looking forward to the continued housing developments that got started last fall and early this spring. We had a pretty mild winter, and there was construction going on nearly all winter. And we're looking forward to the initiation of some other housing projects. We're also looking forward to our pipe band starting again. We kind of missed them a little bit last summer with the Queen Street reconstruction, but that's all done now, and we're excited about the resurgence of our tourism industry, the festivals, major festivals, blues festival, Scottish festival, mass bands, baseball tournaments, soccer tournaments, sitting just down by the beach without having to worry about the sound of heavy machinery going. So we're looking forward to a great summer here with all the activities and the tourism that this town generates.
Mm-hmm. One of the interesting conversations that I've had recently is the changing nature of the partnerships between municipalities and Main Street businesses. That what used to be BIAs are now maybe just, well, Owen Sound's got what they call the River District. Meaford's got their Main Street initiative, and it's a change. Are you seeing the same kind of new renewal of partnerships over in Kincardine?
The name of the organization remains the same, David, but I agree with your observation there. I think it was really pushed from the old era into the new area through our construction season last year. The lines of communication that we established with our downtown businesses, with the not just the lines of communication, but the respect for people's ideas and about understanding that we're not dealing with business ABC. This is a person. This is a real a life and a family that is being affected by what needs to happen downtown as far as infrastructure goes. So I think that just as you said, the relationship between the businesses and the municipality has gone from a strictly, numbers based, here's the taxes, pay them, to we all do better together. Like if we talk to each other and plan and dream and cooperate and build together, this is going to be good for everybody. So I think, we're looking for a resurgence downtown as far as, seeing already you can see it this spring. There's more traffic parked along the sides of the street. There's more people walking. It's just delightful to be down there and watch not only the daffodils blooming, but the businesses blooming too.
You make a very good point, because in conversations with other mayors, it may be a reconstruction, or it may be a new facility in the downtown core, or it may be just some subtle change. As I sit back and watch the municipalities as they change that have downtown areas, it's that kick, that seminal event that changes things, that all of a sudden what was is no more, and we've all got to figure out new ways of doing things. COVID perhaps provided the impetus for okay, we got to figure out that we're not going back. There's new ways to do things. Let's do them.
Yeah, and I think there were two results came out of COVID. There was a lot of businesses discovered that there was more than one way of doing business rather than just opening the front door.
Yep.
And I think that businesses are realizing that since COVID, there was a real resurgence, particularly last summer. People just couldn't wait to get together and just hang out. Sometimes they didn't know what they wanted to do once they got together, but just the necessity, just the desire to be together in a group with people. And I think that's good for any community, and I think businesses can use that to their advantage. I should say groups of businesses, those downtown, whatever it's called. You invite people to come and mingle and talk and walk along your street. It's an exponential response to that, rather than just one or two families. Yeah, we saw them yesterday. No, now it's we got to go see them. So much more fun now.
One of the things that I have heard said by planners is the more people we can get into the core of our municipalities, business districts, whatever you want to call them, the better and safer they will be.
Yeah, and I think that's twofold. It's the better and the safer you'll be from a business perspective, but also one of the expressions one of our councillors uses is the third gathering space. Home is your one gathering space, and it could be an arena or a church or a grocery store that's second, but in downtowns, whether it's in front of the library or in front of the convenience store, wherever, those gathering spaces are more critical now than they've ever been, because people need people.
And with that, Ken, thank you. We're out of time, and I want to thank you for this conversation. It's been much appreciated, and as always, best wishes, and we will talk to you again.
Thank you very much, David.
All right, take care. Thank you. And thank you, friends, for being a part of Politically Speaking. Yes, we will talk again.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.